Hello Gemini, it's Sandra here from Wolf Moon Tarot. This is your Fairy Oracle reading for August going into September 2021 or thereabouts. I've pre-shuffled your cards, the Fairy Oracle card by Brian Froud, and I will do a final shuffle now, but just to say it is a general reading, Gemini, so take what resonates with you, but anything that doesn't, just leave that behind or for somebody else. So I'll just do a final shuffle now of the cards. And we'll get straight on with your reading. So we have the heart of your reading here, and the challenge to that, what's in your power ×2, a possible outcome, all dependent on decisions made and other influencing factors, but then something else that the energies would like to say to you. So at the bottom of the deck we have the Lady of the Harvest, and this is about having to let go of something which brings in a level of sadness for you, or for somebody. So as at the time of harvest time, when all the fruit and nuts and vegetables, etc. are harvested, that means there's no more growth, and everything slows down, doesn't it? Getting ready for the next season. But in this case, the Lady of the Harvest, you can see she's quite sad about this cycle finishing. So for yourself, for some of you Gemini, you're having to let go of something, and it's the completion of a cycle that, it's perhaps got to happen, but you're feeling quite sad about it. Alright, the ending of something. Okay, so I'll just put that to one side and I'll just do another shuffle now so we can get some clarifying cards. And we'll lay them on top for a little bit of depth and clarity in the same order. So at the bottom of the deck we have the topsy-turvies, and this is about perspective, having an understanding about a different way of looking at something, perhaps appreciating how other people see things, but it's definitely about having a certain perspective on something. And perhaps considering the other perspectives, how they view, and perhaps a needing to have a change of perspective, perhaps for some of you. So I'll just put that, and that may be what's coming in with the Lady of the Harvest. Whatever it is, that completion of that cycle is causing you to have a change of perspective on something now, to look at something differently. So at the heart of your reading, Gemini, we have Laced Moon's Daughter and the Oakmen. Laced Moon's Daughter, this is a light being shed on something becoming more clear. And it's becoming more clear because with the Oakmen, this is about drawing on knowledge, drawing up from your roots, the knowledge that you need, seeking ancient knowledge, if you like. Perhaps learning. I'm just drawn to the young children, oak children down here, sort of sheltering under the oak man. And this is about, being guided, learning something new, being guided, but drawing on others' wisdom, others' knowledge. Sometimes it's about ancestral knowledge that carries forward in our DNA from our ancestors. And it could be there's something light being shed on a certain aspect of knowledge and understanding. Yes, and I say I'm being drawn to the oak children down here, so learning something from those who have got the wisdom and have got the knowledge. So finding something out also. Seeking out that knowledge. The challenge for you, Gemini, is the Singer of Initiation and Bodacious Bodak. The Singer of Initiation, this is the hoops we have to jump through, whether it's in a practical sense, in learning a new skill, new career, a new job, being initiated, a bit like an apprentice, you know, having to learn on the ground practically and in the theory and all of those energies. It can also be about our soul journey, our life journey. We're in our initiation. So every challenge that we face, every new experience, it's something to learn, that we learn and get under our belt, ready for moving on to the next challenge and experience. But this is a challenge, or is going to be a challenge for you, Gemini. This initiation process that's coming in, that's around you. The clarifier is the Bodacious Bodak, and he's the meddler fairy. He thinks he's being good and helpful, but you see, he will finish if there's something you haven't finished off or completed. Then he will finish it. He will come in and finish it off and complete it, but not in the way you would like it to be done. He doesn't know how you want it doing, but he will do it in any event. So there's something about something needing looking at, completing, sorting out before somebody else does it. And it's something to do with this initiation process, this hoop that's you're going to be jumping through, this trial, this test. Don't leave it to somebody else to sort out, I think. It's something you need to attend to yourself, because somebody else will sort it out if you don't. And that may be where light is being shed on, some form of knowledge, some form of wisdom that you need to become aware of in this process. So what's in your power at the moment? Well, we have the Gocha and we have various fairies of the future. So the Gocha, now, as you can see by the picture, he's looking at there's something he doesn't want to look at, doesn't want to face. He really doesn't want to face it. He's just having a look between his fingers there, but it may be a revelation, it may be a little bit of a surprise, something not expected. It's in your power position, so it's within your power now to face something that needs facing. Look at something that needs looking at. And of course we've had the Bodacious Bodak, didn't we, who was saying, if you don't do this, I will type energy. Alright, and it is all part of this, your life soul journey, your process. Clarify here for the Gocha is fairies of the future. And so this is something that is in the process of being looked at and planning. This is planning for the future. This is getting ready for something going forward. Not looking back, going forward. Now this is a challenge for you. This is a challenge for you. Whatever it is you're planning and looking at and going to be facing, it's difficult. It's difficult for you to look at it, to face it, or to acknowledge it, perhaps. Okay? But it's within your power to do so. It's within your power now, as part of this planning for the future, preparing for the next stages going forward. It's within your power now to face that, to look, to look between your fingers at what it is that needs facing. It's something unexpected. It's something you weren't expecting, I feel. Now, what else is in your power? Well, we have Lom the Poet and the Maiden. So Lom the Poet is very much, he's a dreamer in the Fairy Oracle. I always want to say he looks like he's away with the fairies, doesn't he? But I don't know whether that's the right thing to say. But yes, he's in dreamland. He's very he dreams about stories, fantasies. He's a very gentle soul, and seems quite switched off, right? But however, if you start talking to Lom the poet about writing, about poetry, stories, then it's a spark. He becomes alive, if you like. It sparks his nature. It sparks his thought processes. It brings him alive. So it's within your power to find that spark, I feel, to bring yourself alive and to get with it about something, right? And it's something new. We've got the maiden here. This is something new coming in, a new venture, a new opportunity, the beginnings, right at the very beginnings of something. Something that's going to need time and attention because it's so new and vulnerable perhaps. So it's going to need your time and attention. But it's something brand new for you. And it's something that is going to spark you, get your attention. It's going to have meaning for you. Okay. So that's within your power also. So it's something to do with the future, planning, putting things in place for the future. It's going to be a bit of a surprise, a bit unexpected, whatever it is that you're going to be facing, looking at. But it's something brand new, and it is something that's going to spark your interest. Okay. So what's a possible outcome here? Well, we have the spirit dancer and the dressing of a salad. The spirit dancer is about being unique, being yourself, dancing your dance, not anybody else's dance. All right, so this is about you being yourself and doing your thing, you know, a very individual, quite exciting energy here. So striking out yourself, coming away from the crowd. Now the clarifier is the dressing of a salad. And this is when we're having to juggle lots of balls up in the air at the same time. The undressing of a salad, that you see the fairy here is very focused on the balls that are up in the air, particularly one that's on his shoulder there. He's looking very intently at it, but at the same time he's having to balance the other balls here. So it's almost like he's putting other people before himself. He's putting other demands of his time before himself. Is very, very focused. And I feel what this is saying is, you know, as the spirit dancer, as you are, you know, dancing your dance and striking out and doing your own thing, what's authentic for you, you are at the same time, you're going to be able to balance all these balls. As you're focusing on this, whatever it is, you are still you're going to be skilled enough, you've got enough experience under your belt to be able to keep all the other balls up in the air as well, all the other demands on your time, your energy, your focus. You're going to be juggling all of those balls. And there's going to be people helping you. There's somebody up here, you see, with a ball here that they're looking after, that they're managing. And there's other people around that are holding balls and so taking some of the heat off you. All right, but there's no doubt about it, you will be juggling balls. Whatever it is you're going into, you will be juggling balls, but you will be successful with that. So what would the energies like to say to you now, Gemini? Well, we have Mike the Meancer and we have the Loam. So Mike the Meancer is a little bit of in a bit of a dream world, if you like. He's looking to the past, focusing on the past, and perhaps a little bit preoccupied with the past, fond memories, if you like. However, he's because of his preoccupation, he's missing signs and whispers around him that are trying to alert him to something. But he's not listening. Now, he doesn't take note. If he doesn't start to listen, then they're going to start to shout louder and it's going to get bigger. So there's nudges. Something is trying to tell you something, Gemini. You are a little bit preoccupied with what's gone, with the past events, perhaps. Over a period of time, things that have been meaningful for you over a period of time. So you are a bit preoccupied with that, but there's little messages coming through for you, little whispers, trying to alert you, to what's going on now. And the clarifier is the Loam. And the Loam, this is about giving and receiving unconditionally. Now, for some of you, then, if you have been giving too much of yourself and not being open to receive, but giving too much of yourself, that may be, and it's something to do with what's been around for a long time, then that's what the whispers may be saying to you. It's trying to alert you to the fact you're giving too much of yourself. You've been giving too much unconditionally. And these little faces here in the ivy are trying to alert Mike the Meancer to this. Because we can become set in a certain way, taking things for granted. This is how it's always been, but sometimes it's got a lifetime. It's got an end to it, if you like. So if we give too much unconditionally, then it's not good for us. Especially if you've not been receiving to compensate, to balance this situation. So listen to the little messages that are trying to come through for you, Gemini, whoever this is for. Alright, I'm going to get two final messages now. I have two final messages for Gemini, please, to conclude this reading. Right, so we have distant thunder, so clear the air, and vast vistas, expand your horizons. So the distant thunder, clear the air, I feel this may have something to do with the Gocha, something that is difficult to look at, difficult to face. But nevertheless, as with thunder and lightning and the rain, it has to come through sometimes. We have to experience it for it to clear the air. So there is some form of a metaphorical thunderstorm on the way, but it's necessary. Some form of a collision, perhaps, emotionally wise or energy wise. But it's going to clear the air. So perhaps some form of a confrontation that is going to need to take place. but it will clear the air. And then look here, what we've got, vast vistas. You're going to get out of the box that's been confining you, Gemini, and you're going to broaden your horizons. You're going to go on a beautiful journey here, expanding your horizons. And of course we've seen that with the spirit dancer here. You're going to be doing your own thing, dancing your dance. So definitely expanding your horizons. And it's going to feel very expansive for you. But of course, you know, with every new beginning there is something that we have to leave behind, and that can bring in some sadness. But remember, you're going to have a change of perspective. You're going to be looking at things very differently. And the universe and the earth energies want to say to you, you've got to just stop giving so much of yourself in a certain situation, because you know, heed the whispers and the signs and the nudges that are coming in around you, letting you know that. Okay. All right, I'm going to leave it there, Gemini. I hope whoever this was for, I hope you've enjoyed the reading and it's given you a little bit of clarity and support on a situation that you're in at this moment in time. But good luck going forward, and I hope you can join me again in the future. Bye bye for now.